Hank Marvin, the man, the legend, the guitar genius. His signature sound with the Shadows shaped rock and roll, influencing some of the biggest musicians in history. But beyond the music, Hank's life has been just as fascinating. When you think of guitar legends, names like Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton, and Brian May might come to mind. But for many of these greats, their biggest inspiration was Hank Marvin. With his clean, crisp, and instantly recognizable guitar tone, he shaped the sound of British rock and roll and paved the way for generations of musicians to come. Born Brian Robson Rankin on October 28, 1941, in Newcastle, upon Tyne, England, Marvin was destined for a life in music. By his late teens, he had already changed his name to Hank Marvin, a name that would soon be associated with some of the greatest instrumental guitar music of all time. Now at 82 years old, Marvin remains a highly respected musician, known not only for his legendary work with the Shadows, but also for his enduring influence on the world of music. Hank Marvin's big break came in the late 1950s when he and his close friend, Bruce Welch, formed the Drifters, which later became the Shadows. They soon caught the attention of Cliff Richard, joining him as his backing band and launching one of the most successful musical partnerships in British history. But the Shadows were far more than just a backing band. They became a phenomenon on their own, creating iconic instrumental hits like Apache, Wonderful Land, and Foot Tapper. Their tight harmonies, impeccable timing, and Marvin's signature lead guitar tone set them apart from any other group at the time. It was Hank's Fender Stratocaster drenched in reverb and echo that gave the Shadows their unique, futuristic sound. The influence of Marvin's playing can still be heard today. Legends like Mark Knopfler, David Gilmour, and even the Beatles' George Harrison have credited Hank Marvin as one of their biggest inspirations. He took instrumental rock to a new level, proving that a song didn't need lyrics to tell a story, just needed the right guitar in the right hands. Even though rock music evolved, Marvin's impact never faded. Over the decades, he's continued to release solo albums, experimenting with styles like jazz and gypsy swing while staying true to his signature tone. His work in Hank Marvin's gypsy jazz has shown a different side of his musicality, proving that he's not just a rock guitarist but a true musical innovator. Despite spending more than 60 years on the spotlight, Marvin has never lost his passion for music. Even at 82, he still performs and records, and his legacy as a pioneer of the electric guitar remains untouchable. Hank Marvin may be a British rock and roll legend, but for the last few decades, he's been living half a world away from England. In 1986, after years of success in the UK, Marvin made the life-changing decision to move to Perth, Australia. For many, this seemed like a surprising move. Why would a legendary musician leave the heart of the music industry for a quieter life down under? But for Marvin, it was all about peace, privacy, and a fresh start. By the mid-1980s, Marvin had already achieved everything most musicians could ever dream of. He had made history with the Shadows, inspired a generation of guitarists, and built an incredible career. But he wanted something different, a slower, more peaceful way of life. And that's exactly what he found in Perth, a city known for its stunning beaches, relaxed atmosphere, and sunny weather all year round. Marvin's home in Perth is everything you'd expect from a rock legend who prefers privacy and simplicity over the flash of celebrity life. Unlike many musical icons who live in multi-million-dollar mansions, Marvin has chosen a more understated and elegant lifestyle. His house in Perth is spacious, comfortable, and surrounded by nature, giving him the perfect retreat away from the public eye. Although he keeps the exact details of his home private, it's clear that he's built a life of comfort and relaxation. His property is believed to feature modern architecture, large windows with beautiful views, and a music studio where he can continue to create and play guitar. Perth has become more than just a home for Marvin. It's where he's built a second career, formed new friendships, and embraced a laid-back way of life. He's spoken about how much he loves the Australian lifestyle, from morning walks along the beach to the sense of community that he never quite found in the UK's entertainment scene. Before moving to Australia, Marvin lived in various locations across the UK, including London and Newcastle. However, as time went on, the fast-paced nature of the UK music industry and the constant spotlight made him rethink where he wanted to spend his later years. The decision to leave the UK wasn't just about finding a quieter home, it was about embracing a new way of life. Australia gave Marvin the chance to slow down, enjoy family life, and focus on music in a different way. Even though he is thousands of miles away from the UK, he has never lost his connection to the music world, still performing and recording while enjoying the peaceful lifestyle he always wanted. Unlike some rock legends who surround themselves with gold-plated mansions and over-the-top luxury, Hank Marvin's home is a reflection of who he is as a person: calm, grounded, and deeply passionate about music. Hank Marvin has always been known for his understated and classy lifestyle, and that extends to his taste in cars. While he never flaunted a massive car collection like some rock stars, Marvin has owned a few iconic and luxurious vehicles throughout his life. As someone who values quality, craftsmanship, and timeless design, his car choices reflect his refined and elegant personality. One of the most well-known cars was a 1966 Bentley Continental, a stunning classic British luxury car that's perfectly matched his rock and roll success. The Bentley, which Marvin reportedly bought for £3,500 back in the 1960s, was a true statement of success at the time. Known for its smooth ride, handcrafted interiors, and powerful engine, this car was a favorite among rock legends and business elites alike. Owning a Bentley in the 1960s was no small feat. It wasn't just about owning a luxury vehicle, it was about owning a piece of automotive history. The Bentley Continental Fastback had a reputation for being one of the most elegant and powerful cars of its time, making it the perfect fit for someone like Marvin, who's at the peak of his career. While the Bentley was his most famous ride, Marvin has owned several other luxury and classic cars over the years. Although he's never been someone who collects flashy supercars, his choices have always leaned towards classic, well-built vehicles that offer a smooth and refined driving experience. Marvin's love for cars extended to British brands like Jaguar and Rolls-Royce, both of which have been linked to him over the years. These brands represent a mix of sophistication and performance, much like Marvin's own musical style: clean, precise, and timeless. Unlike many celebrities who jump from one expensive car to another, Marvin has always taken a more practical and appreciative approach to cars, treating them as long-term investments in pieces of art rather than status symbols. Even though Marvin moved away from the UK's entertainment scene, his music career has continued to be a massive financial success. As of 2025, his net worth is estimated to be around $10 million. While this may be smaller compared to some modern-day rock stars, it's important to remember that Marvin built his fortune during a time when record sales, not streaming, were the primary source of income. His wealth comes from multiple sources, including album sales, royalties from The Shadow's massive catalog of hits, solo projects, and music licensing deals. To this day, The Shadow's music continues to be used in films, commercials, and TV shows, bringing in steady royalties for Marvin. Aside from music, Marvin has also been smart with his money. making investments in real estate and other financial ventures to maintain his wealth. His move to Australia wasn't just about lifestyle, it also provided financial benefits, as he was able to invest in property while enjoying a lower cost of living compared to the UK. Unlike many musicians who burn through their fortunes, Marvin has always been a careful and thoughtful investor, ensuring that his financial success would last long beyond his touring days. His decision to move to Australia, his smart investments, and his continued income from music royalties have allowed him to live a comfortable, stress-free life while still doing what he loves, playing guitar and making music. Hank Marvin's legacy as a guitarist, a music pioneer, and a financial success story proves that sometimes the quietest lifestyles leave the biggest impact. His influence in music will never fade, and neither will his carefully built fortune. Whether it's classic cars, beautiful homes, or legendary records, Hank Marvin remains a name that will always be synonymous with class, talent, and timeless success. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.